Welcome back. Today we're going to Denmark to cook their national dish. If you were thinking we're getting into the kitchen to bake some pastries today, I'll forgive you, but you'd be entirely wrong. The Danish actually originates in Austria and was brought to Denmark in the 1850s during a bakery workers' strike, but that's a story for another video. Alright, let's get back on track here though. Danish cuisine includes a ton of pork. After doing a bit of reading, the main reason for this seems to be that they simply just have less space than places like North America where beef's more popular meat. Raising pigs takes less space than raising beef. And so, Denmark's national dish is actually called Stegt Flæsk, which is crispy pork belly with boiled potatoes and a creamy parsley sauce. A friend of mine recommended sous vide to me for pork belly, so I'm going to cook it that way, nice and slow for 24 hours, and we're going to see how it turns out. Let's get cooking. Start off by getting yourself a nice pork belly just like this and get to seasoning. I'm keeping it simple today with just salt and pepper. I think the Danes may even just use salt, but I don't think pepper ruins very much besides ice cream, so just bear with me here. Season well on all sides, and once your seasoning is done, into the vacuum sealer it goes, and then it's time to give it a nice bath for 24 hours at 175 Fahrenheit.
24 hours later.
Okay, it's the next day and the pork's ready, but first we have to prep the rest of our meal. Get some baby potatoes boiling, and then it's time to make our creamy parsley sauce. Grab yourself a bunch of parsley and get to chopping. Once you're done that, it's time to make an extra creamy bechamel for the base of our sauce. You've seen me do this before, but today we're going to tweak it slightly. Equal parts butter and flour just like before, melt the butter, add the flour, and cook for a bit. Now start adding milk, but once your sauce is about halfway done, start replacing the milk with heavy cream instead to make this sauce extra delicious. I never really measure my liquids when I'm doing this, I just add it until I'm happy with the consistency. Once you're happy to, season with some salt and pepper, but no nutmeg today, and after that, mix in the parsley and your sauce is done. And that's a good thing because it's time to finish our pork belly. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the juices from the bag, but as soon as I cut it open, the smell was incredible and I knew I had to save them. Next I wanted to score the skin and then try and crisp it up before cutting it into slices. This actually ended up being a lot harder than I thought because after cooking for 24 hours, this was just like trying to cut into meat jello. After removing all the moisture I could with a paper towel, it's time to bust out my nuclear-powered torch, crisp up the skin, and cut it into strips about 1/4 inch thick. I have to admit, after 24 hours of cooking, the pork was so tender it was almost ready to fall apart into pulled pork just by touching it. So I had to be extra careful. But the smell coming off this right now tells me that no matter what, this is going to be amazing. All that's left to do now is give it one more quick sear with my torch, put it on a plate, and enjoy life. So let's get to it. Alright, my favorite time, taste test time, here we go. The pork was like falling apart when I was cooking it, which is probably not a bad problem to have. Soft inside, salty, crispy, awesome. So much flavor. Alright, let's try these potatoes with parsley sauce. Oh wow. Creamy, herby. It's a nice break with the pork here. Try it all together. Man, I can see why this is a national dish. May have gotten a little bit messy, but the flavor is incredible on this one. If you don't want to use sous vide, you can definitely just pop it in the oven. It's probably quicker, maybe a bit easier. If you do have a sous vide machine, you could probably go with 12 hours instead of 24. Maybe it wouldn't fall apart as much, but that's okay. The flavor is amazing. Delicious. Definitely something to try. Not that hard to cook. If you just got an oven, you can definitely use that instead. Till next time, go cook yourself something good. Thanks for watching. If I ask one favor, just hit that like button. It really helps me out. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit subscribe. We'll see you next time.